FoodPolicyUS is pleased to present this educational series highlighting issues and debates in our food system. Join us each week as we hear from leaders and innovators around the table.
I could spend an entire afternoon going from one place to another to get different ingredients. You know, there's certain things I like from certain places, but I don't have a whole lot of time, and so I find that a lot of times I will, in a weekend, I'll have a chance for one trip to the farmer's market and one trip to a conventional grocery store. And a lot of times that grocery store is Whole Foods, although the issue there is that, you know, for example, my husband likes Triscuits, like Nabisco brand Triscuits, which are not carried at Whole Foods. So then I end up at Harris Teeter to get the Triscuits. And so I find that I end up running around a little bit, but for the most part, it's worth it. Shop at our local farmer's market. There's one in our neighborhood. There's, you know, there's an option pretty much Saturday and Sunday for a farmer's market. And we try to get in-season produce when we can. I think in season is really important. Nobody likes a peach in December, and there's a reason for that. As long as you stick to foods that are within their season, you get them at the peak, there's really very little you have to do to enjoy them. I think the farmer's market is a great indication. You know, if you look around at the farmer's market and see what's being displayed, that's what's in season. And I think that's another thing that's been great for my kids to understand. Like, we can't get the nice tomatoes in April. They're not ready yet. You know, we wait for July and August and September. And so it's fun to show them. It's also great to teach them where food comes from and how we get food. You know, these farmers grew this food and brought it to this market to sell to us. This is how they make money. It's a great lesson in both how food is produced, but also just sort of the, you know, economic system.
Although farmers markets reinforce local food systems and better connect us with our food, they often raise issues of equitable access.
I think, especially in this urban setting in DC, especially in the last several years, we've got a lot of options for local food. We've got numerous farmers markets. There are milk delivery services that deliver fresh milk from, you know, local farms. I think the real barrier is that these are really costly items. It costs more to go to the farmer's market. That's just plain and simple. It also costs more to get your milk delivered to your house in glass bottles. So I think really the issue is of access and making sure that everybody has access to these types of foods. I think, you know, our grocery stores are also full of produce year round. A lot of them now mark which ones are local so we can tell, and that's great, but there's also a price tag that goes with that. So I think you know, it's really all about the access and making sure that everybody can get the same local foods.
The food movement's motto is to vote with your fork. What we eat should reflect our values, but sometimes this means choosing one product and one value over another.
We are sometimes made to choose between organic and local because it's not always the same. Like, for example, I talked about the milk delivery. The milk we get from South Mountain Creamery isn't organic, but it's local. In that case, I decided that local was trumping organic. I could go to the store and get organic, but I'd rather support the local farm. So I think, you know, it's terrific to get foods that you can locally from a farmer's market or even from your grocery store. Again, if it's marked saying these peaches are, you know, from within 100 miles, that's terrific. It's great that people are becoming more aware of what it means to get local food and about what that does for us in terms of, you know, reducing transportation costs and supporting our local economy. I think is still confusing though is this notion of organic, and is organic better, and what does organic actually mean, and what does it take for something to be labeled organic. I would love to see a bit more clarification on that front. But I think it's wonderful that people are becoming more aware of where their food comes from. You know, even my kids wondering, you know, was this grown here? Or taking them, for example, to an apple orchard to pick apples or to pick blueberries in the summer so they can see, like, this is what a blueberry bush looks like. And here we can take the blueberries and we'll go home and we'll make jam, or we'll make pancakes or eat them in our cereal and know that we picked them ourselves. I think there's a lot of value in that.